I will be a very, very, very happy person. The Cloak Fiend would be very glad if that is what it is. Although, it does seem like everyone left Omega lol. People got... after the stream actually gets fixed, people get bored with me. That's, you know what? Valid. Also, probably YouTube is very sick of me, like, ending streams and then, is your OC edible? Is it edible? Like, you mean, I'm effectively a cloud elemental. So, like, you can eat me, and, like, what I taste like differs from person to person. So, I might taste like vanilla ice cream, marshmallows, whipped cream, and all that stuff. Yes, welcome back, Triantula. And I don't want to jinx it, but I think things might actually be solved. I think the problems have been fixed. So I'm very, very happy and just right now trying to calm my body down, because the thing about stress is even once things have been resolved, it's still kind of in your system. Don't spam. I'm already in a cult. I don't have interest in joining the council. Your hair looks like ice cream and is edible. Yeah, you're able to, like, eat my hair, and it grows back fast, so it's not like it's really a problem for me. However, be aware, I still have control of that part of my body, even after it's, like, separated from it. So I could just murder you from the inside. You know, teehee. Oh, man. I gotta calm down. What cult? Don't worry about it. Also, I want to make a goal. Make goal 2 hours. I'll sing the happy birthday song. I'll sing happy birthday to myself. There. Start a goal. There we are. No one cares about the council. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, actually, a lot of people, considering how many people just join my chat and have asked me. And they're, like, different. Well, they might be all bots. Like, that is very much a possibility. However, this isn't the first time I've seen, like, effectively content creator peer pressure. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. One moment, I'm putting a layer on, because now I'm chilly. I love having fluctuating temperatures. Also, how well can you actually hear me while I'm, like, this far from the mic? I'm a little curious. Ah, sit down. Also, sorry for hitting you guys. When I mean you guys, I mean the microphone. Okay. Wow. Now, I can actually change, since I think it's been solved. Everything's been fixed. I can finally change the image back to what I had it at. As... Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Definitely not a hitman. Thank you so very much. I'm happy. This is part 1 of my stream. Hooray. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry, but hi there, Russa? I'm so sorry. For the life of me, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but hello, friend. But yeah, I'm happy. It seems like things have been fixed. I can finally change the image to the birthday art I originally had. I was about to yawn. Please don't yawn right now, me. I finally have things fixed. I do not want to be hit with a drowsiness ray. That would be so awkward. Boom. It fills the entire screen. I don't want it to fill the entire screen. Lol, Lamau. Howdy. It's currently my birthday, and we're currently just in the just chatting phase. Although, I do have a few other things for this part of the birthday stream. Since I do have a few things in mind for said birthday stream. There's a part 1 and a part 2. Nope, wrong image. Why? No, the undo. Undo that one. And now I've covered myself. Lamau. Sometimes when you're trying to work on both horizontal and vertical, problems occur, especially when the clicking gets very... Okay, let me just lock this. And it's... And I can't see it anymore. Lol, Lamau even. Ha 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 ha. You did in fact say hi. Wowie. Zooey mama. Okay, there we are. Sometimes you just have to pop out the actual vertical dock to get something to actually fit. Mogu, 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 Mogu. You did in fact say hi. Both definitely not a Hitman and Spanish Empire. Welcome in. Definitely not a Hitman knows this, but I'm Clout Fiend. Attention is the source of my power, and it's my birthday today. So if you want to give a little birthday gift while also feeding the Clout Fiend, you know, subscribing is always an option, liking, sharing with your friends, all that. This. Yes, this. Okay. Also, thank you so much, Aluminum Foil, for the sub, and thank you so much, Nian, not, oh man. Yeah, thank you so much, Nina? I'm just going to say Nina for now, because I have the reading comprehension of a 4th grader. Actually, no, more of a 3rd grader, if I'm being honest. I would send gifts, but I only have, 1 gem. Well, you know. 1 gem is 1 more than 0. No, what you should actually do is totally pull out your credit card. Hi, welcome in both, the Pound Giver and, Catball. Hope you're doing, well. Refresh? Will refreshing work for Pro Chat? I'm just trying to get Pro Chat actually visible so I can see all my lovely chatters. It sometimes can be a little annoying to, like, for things to actually work properly. But that's also just the case when it comes to a browser-based thing. It's the unfortunate truth. You did in fact say hi, edits. You only survive off YouTube giving you free gems, damn. Nah. I'm good. I respect that, you asking. I respect the hustle, but no, I'm good. You can only give me the, my non-existent cents as my gifts. That's all I can afford. Well, you know, watching ads is AdSense, so that helps. You know what? There's no shame in that. And if you can't afford anything, hey, OS Frog, welcome in, Patrick. Numbers. It's my birthday. It's a little birthday celebration. Nothing too crazy yet. I want to do the Undertale soul test because I saw it on Twitter, like, since it was, like, taking the rounds, but I'm like, that seems like a fun, like, birthday stream idea, you know what I mean? That was my thought process, so I was like, okay, I gotta save it for my birthday stream. 1 sec, I'm now gonna do a quick little test message. It's sent to everyone. Happy birthday, A! Thank you so much. I can't even tell what that means. It says it was sent. But still can't see all the chatters, which is a bit of a pain. But you know, that's just be like that sometimes. But yeah, thank you so much, Ned. I'm just going to call you Ned. Hope you don't mind. Thank you as well, thank you, thank you everyone for the subscriptions. You help the Clout Fiend grow in power. Mwahahaha.
Yippee!
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. It's a nice birthday gift. Hey, Bushi! Welcome in. I don't want to jinx it, but I think I finally finished. I've fixed all the tech issues that I was having. So I'm like... Welcome in, Larry is coming. The stream is off often. Now do a birthday dance. Little da 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 da. Yeah, I think I have. It took a while, and it also took a few attempts today. I think this is actually my 3rd morning stream, technically. Welcome in, car lover. Yeah, this is like my 3rd morning stream. And so that was a bit of a awkward part, but you know, we got there in the end, which is the important part. We got there in the end. You seem sweet. I subbed. Happy birthday. Bye. Hey, thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day. You did in fact say hi. Happy birthday, Feels birthday man. Yeah. Feels birthday man, clap. It's a good day, even though I was very stressed out because having like tech issues on your birthday is never fun, and having to restart your stream a bunch of times was stressful. And thank you for the birthday wishes, Hari Har. That was definitely a lot of stress that I did not want to have on my birthday. But you know, we got there in the end.
Yippee!
And that's also, by the way, the only sound effect on my soundboard right now, because legit, when I tried to open my Arduino this morning, my PC kind of had a bit of a hissy fit. Whatever you do, don't join the council. Instead, you should make the council. Like, I mean, in a way, you watching the Clout Fiend, like, you guys watching me, you help the Clout Fiend grow in power by, like, watching and supporting me. So in a way, we kind of already are. I was stressed too, don't worry. I'm really sorry to hear that. I ain't equipped for, like, that sort of situation, but I hope things get better for you. 1 second, I'm going to do a test because I would really appreciate it if Pro Chat would show my YouTube chat so I don't have to have, like, multiple browsers out of head plays. Do. Ba 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 ba. You did in fact say hi, words I can't comprehend. You know what, I'll just pop out each individual chat, because I guess that's what I have to do right now if Pro Chat doesn't want to work. It's probably a sign that I definitely need to get my multi-stream chat, like, properly set up. It's probably a sign about that. However, like, Pro Chat's just very convenient because I can just have it up and make things all nice, and I don't need 3 separate... Because currently I have 3 different chats visible right now for me. Ah, man. Also, thank you very much for the birthday cake. Maybe that'll help heal my hurt rib, because I may or may not have actually... So I was really enthusiastic this morning, because, you know, it's my birthday. And, like, I have a temp job. It's nothing crazy. But it's like a... like, temp work where I take up and put down some stuff. Like, you know, a little bit of work in the morning, a little bit of work in the evening, get paid. It's all good. It's the birthday stream. Right now, it's just a celebration of my birthday. It's, you know, it's what the stream is about what the title is. Hey, welcome in, Moat. So yeah, during the, like, setup, I may or may not have, like, hit my left rib a little harder than I would have liked, but ooh, it's kind of hard for me to pick a cake, like a favorite cake, because I usually, like, I'm not, like, I like sweets. I really like sweets. That's why I try to, like, avoid sweets a lot of the time, because, you know, sugar ain't healthy, sugar is addictive, and I have a sweet tooth. But, like, I like a lot of cakes, like, you know, like a classic white cake, an ice cream cake, there's, like, all that, I enjoy carrot cake, personally, like, especially if there's, like, a decent amount of cinnamon, but I'm, like, a person who unironically prefers vegetables over fruit, which I know is, like, a hot take, but to me, okay, so, things like plants are living things, right? So to me, eating a vegetable doesn't feel like I'm eating like a living thing. To me, fruit does, if that makes sense. Like, for example, like a strawberry makes me think of something akin to like a rabbit's heart. Which, hopefully, I may have just ruined all of strawberries for you, and if so, I'm sorry. Also, why did you only tell... Speaking of, I should actually speak on Twitch, speak to, like, Twitch support to see if I can get just Clout Fiend as my name, because I actually have the Clout Fiend account. Like, I got that, like, Clout Fiend account. So you might be asking, hey, why do you, if you have the username Clout Fiend, why do you use Clout Fiend VT? Well, it was the account I made, and I forgot I made the Clout Fiend just name account. I legit just forgot. So I made a new one, and now it's kind of became my account. And I'm just like, well, you know, it's kind of weird to change now. Same dude, no one ever tells me that's, find the fruit, yeah. So yeah, that was a bit of an oopsies, a bit of a, eto, teehee, a bit of a low IQ moment. But you know, I feel like if I have the actual username already, it's not like someone else has the username. If I have the account, I can probably just be like, hey, Twitch, I have the Clout Fiend, just Clout Fiend account, and can I have this account, like, take the name? And then hopefully, it would be really awkward if someone doesn't recognize me after I remove the VT from my name. Your dream is to become a streamer or a YouTuber? That's great! That's also my dream. My dream is for this to become, like, my full-time thing, which, you know, I know people say that, like, oh, that's not, like, a good mindset, and I understand why. But I feel like having that as your dream isn't a bad thing. Like, will it happen? I don't know. Like, odds are probably not, but I like to think I have the qualities of what could be a decent streamer. I think I'm pretty alright at it. Preaching the belief. Yes, you gotta, like, what? Oh, what? It's manifesting. You gotta manifest that. Hold up. Okay, guys, everyone quiet. We have to hold up. Where? Yes. I'm in anticipation now. Where my... if this is where my hug at, I might just end stream. Where my hug at? We got one of those. Which, you know, for whatever reason, like, where's the... Oh my god. Add it to the timer. Add it to the timer. Someone mentioned Roblox. We add it to the timer. Which, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can find the actual, short. Welp, you can't, Welp. I'm not even going to acknowledge that, okay? Yeah, I may or may not have a thing where... I could just probably play it audio-wise. If I can find it. There it is. Boom. Oh, no. Since it doesn't really have much on... Oh, that's... Oh my god. So, I don't know why YouTube does this, like, on, like, browser, but sometimes when you click on a short, it will, like, go to a different short, and I may have a short of Vedal sighing, and for whatever reason it went to that, so that was a Vedal sigh. I'll play that later for context, but bro, Scourge is. I'm pretty sure Scourge is, right? I'm like 95% sure it is. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna play the Vedal sigh though.
This is gonna be a problem.
LMAO.
LMAO Vito, can you hear his sigh? Ha ha ha, I love when I can irritate him. God, please can someone clip that sigh? It's so satisfying.
I had... It's like, Evil asked me to clip it, so I had to clip it. It's that simple. I believe your words, unicorn. Unicorns are pretty great, yeah. Although I am not a unicorn. We have unicorn-like entities in the underworld. Those are unheard of. Yeah, that still makes me laugh. Just like... Also, like, the fact that I did that on accident, I find hilarious. One moment, I need to blow my nose. I'm muting the mic because of that. But man, I gotta get back to my, like, short, spamming game. You did in fact say hi. I read your name as Charizard, but it wasn't. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not really. He blew his nose, yes. But you know, you may not ask, hey, where's that nose? Secrets. I am a creature of many forms. Nah, I'm particularly not envious about you spending that much money on a GTA 6 pre-order. Welcome in. I want to say Zyra. Thank you very much for the carrot cake, Larry. Greatly appreciate it. Nom 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 nom. Tasty. You sub, I sub like you. Hey, thank you. I assume you, like, you're saying you, like, subbed and stuff. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. You helped the Clout Fiend grow in power. New subs, yes. Thank you all for the new subs. You keep me.
Yippee!
The Clout Fiend grows stronger and stronger. Also, I want to check my twitter.com. Hey, congrats. That's really nice. Does anyone want grape juice? I'm good. Okay. I am so... It's not even that big of a deal. I'm just like, Twitter, where's my balloons? Where's my balloons, Twitter? Like, for those who don't know, like, on your birthday, you're meant to get balloons on your profile. But I didn't get any balloons. And it's just, you know, a little bummy. It's a bummer. Mostly because, like, that's an easy... it makes other people wish you a happy birthday, which is really nice. But, you know, thank you for the balloon. Thank you very much. I'll take it. Yeah, it's sad. I think it might actually be, like, an issue on, like, Twitter's end. Because I know someone who had a birthday yesterday. And they didn't get balloons either. So I think it's legit just, like... Maybe Twitter, like, was like, you know what? This balloon effect happening on people's birthdays is costing too much money. We gotta turn that off and put more money into our AI data centers. What am I? I'm a cloud fiend. Attention is the source of my power. You can see me as something akin to, like, a cloud elemental, but more humanoid with a few, you know, demonic elements. Hee. But yeah. That was indeed so sad. So very, very sad. Also, I need to... Wait, no! One of the VTubers I enjoyed just went live a little bit ago. I won't be able to check that out until later, I guess. So that's a bummer. Oh well. C'est la vie. Train of thought. Oh yeah, maybe that's why. So yeah, my ribs hurt a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they're, like, fine now. Do I, like, of all time? Like, for me, choosing, like, a favorite YouTuber of all time is kind of hard, since considering how long I've been watching. Like, Etika is, like, one of my goats. May you rest in peace. Like, Nora-sama I always enjoy, although I more watch their stream stuff. If we're talking, like, content creators who I've, like, watched and followed throughout the years, also welcome in Banana. So, like, YouTubers I've watched, like, throughout the years that I still watch today would be, like, let's see. Jax Films, Giguk, Todd in the Shadows, Lily Pichu are, like, my 4 off the top of my head. You casually are making... Oh, you're doing the dragon puppet. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Like, I love creating things, even if I'm not the most artistically gifted. Sorry, I'm already in a cult, Zach. I'm already in a cult, and also I already lead my own cult. Also, fun fact, did you know today's also Tim Burton's birthday? Like, I actually did not know that until today, which, you know, nifty. Oh, I should have made it so I'd watch Edward. Because I've actually been meaning to, check that out. What's my cult? Well, I'm the cult of Clout Fiend. Attention is the source of my power, so, you know, people who watch me, like, subscribe, share, like, donate, all that feeds the Clout Fiend and helps him grow in power. Also, I'm a Sword member, which, you know, we're kind of a cult. We're low-key a cult. That's just kind of how it be sometimes. I forgot you by... Do you... What do you mean? I go back to my stream, Fiend. Oh, like, going back to your own stream. Hey, thank you so much for the birthday, I was feeling anxious earlier, considering that, that I was having some stream issues, but they seem fixed! Knock on wood. Well, actually, wait. There's knock on wood. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well. It's my birthday today. So we're doing, like, a little celebration stream. I'm, in, like, a little bit, I'm planning on doing the, Undertale Soul Quiz, since I haven't done that yet, and I thought that would be a fun thing to do on my birthday. And then, depending on how much time, like, depending on the time, I might do a bit of, Pokerouge, which is a personal favorite of mine. We're still waiting on the Hello Kitty, Itachi? Is that a cross? That's probably a crossover I don't know about, right? Like, considering that there's a bajillion crossover things, which, admittedly, like, personally, I hope you got an awesome gift. How old are you? Well, the Clout Fiend is over 200 years old, which is actually relatively young by Underworld standards, you know? However, if you're asking the Vessel, I don't want to give a exact age because I value my privacy. However, I'll say I am someone who is from Generation Z, who is born in the 90s. So by internet standards, I'm an unk. You can, like, ballpark math my age. Like, considering that there's, like, 3 years that are in the 90s that are Generation Z. Yeah, I'm not gonna shut up, and don't tell anyone in my chat to shut up. It's a joke. Yeah, I know. Hello, kid. Yeah, the cult members feel like culting together, but please don't tell either me or other chat members what to do. That's nifty. Usually I would just permaban someone who reveals their age, but you're an adult, so that's fine. I usually only do that because, you know, I would rather not have children endanger themselves by making their age public on a public platform. I respect your privacy. You can say no, I accept. Hey, no worries. How many council members have asked Fiend today? Like, I think only 3, which is actually... Like, this is the 3rd day in a row. I just heard some movement. I hope that means someone is just home right now, and someone... One sec, I just want to make sure someone hasn't broken into my house and I'm about to get murdered, okay? That would be interesting. Okay, one moment. Checking to see if I'm about to get murdered by a robber. I'm back. So good news, it was not a robber. Someone was not breaking into my house. It was Clout Mom who made this art. You see, like, this really nice hand-drawn art? Clout Mom did it herself in like about half an hour, which is amazing. Like, she did this in less than an hour, and I think it's quite wonderful. You're a subscriber, thank you very much. You helped the Clout Fiend grow in more power. Also, hi, Paper. You have to talk about the king? I don't know. If you want to talk about the king, you can just DM each other. I don't mind going off topic a little bit. How old is your OC? Over 200 years old. I don't feel like doing the exact math on the top of my head. I think it's 200 and... I want to say 80 now. But I'm not sure. Not sure what... Message retracted. Unicorn. No, Clout Fiend. I ain't a unicorn. Hello. Welcome in. Hi. Yes. Hi. Hello. Greetings. Salutations. Bonjour. For safety, I guess. Oh, yeah. Don't dox yourself. I feel like that should be kind of... like common sense. Welcome in, weird kid lives off music. I didn't know music. I guess no, actually, I have met a few sound demons whose nutrients is like actual music. So you know, that makes a lot of sense. Duck dance, duck plays. Why did I think it was duck dance? You're inevitable. Nah. Say your name. Nah, I'm good. I don't think I will. You think I'm a dog? I'm not a dog, I'm a fiend. I won't just do tricks. I won't do tricks on it. No. Haha, it's the funny number. Haha, everyone laugh. It's the 2025 number. XD. Oh, I'm so glad that's a global emote now. I'm so happy that... because I was there for, like... because she got it, like... secure during the birthday stream which I gotta say, I am okay. So I actually was recording that stream, and like she was more or less showing like all the coolness you can do with 7TV by like having like all like you were there, I'm pretty sure. Having like the chat messages like time with the music. I was recording that, but I had lag partway through, and then I was, like, super delayed, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Who's being rude? Happy birthday, thank you so much, weird kid. I'm a BRB, okay, no worries. I request you stop. Oh, the council stuff? Like, it's just very off topic, and just not really the place to... to discuss that right now. Hey, welcome in. Welcome back to Horizontal. Which, you know, also, if you can also use Twitch if you prefer 7TV emotes. You're cute. Thank you so much. I think I'm quite cute. May? Wait, no, is that... well, I guess that is a way to say May. It's going to be May. Okay, if you are drawing something cartoonish, do you start with the base shapes or add details later? I don't know. You did in fact say hi, Larry. Hey, have a good one, ST. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. One moment. I love it how my temperature is like a seesaw. I either am too warm or too cold. There is very rarely a time where I'm in between. We need to educate the YouTube frogs about XDX. I have the clip. I just would need to find it in my files. And also the problem is I had buffering issues during it. But yeah, XDX, wait, I can also just show it on screen with the power of display capture. Because I have now linked my, some of my display capture stuff. XDX. We now move. Display capture. There it is. XDX. Hyperclap. XDX vertical bar. I have a bunch of tabs open. I just lost all my chat tabs, so I can't see you for a moment. Like, I listen to, like, I'm the, you know, the person who has the, you know, the meme of, I don't know, if I like it, I add to the playlist. That's me. I love it. I love XDX, and I love that was such a good stream, her birthday stream. That was goated. One day I'll be on that level to pull some a stream like that off. And welcome back. Which now, let's defeat. Are you guys going to try to I've listened to K-pop, and yeah, I like some of it. K-pop is like, it's interesting because like I feel like it's a genre that like you're not getting the intended experience listening to the music. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the intended experience is watching them like perform it on a stage or like in a music video. I can see your messages, yeah. Like that's kind of the vibe I get. So it's like whoa, my grammar jumped off her window. Nah, it's chill. Spelling mistakes happen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean by that, Esper? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. Yeah, but I love their music. Like, just K-pop in general, yeah, like, I enjoy some. I don't know, when it comes to boy band music, I'm a Brockhampton fan, personally. I know you might not count... Does this come with music? Oh, it does. One sec. It's time. I'm doing this. Refresh. Are you there? Are we connected? Whoa. Excellent. Truly excellent. Every human soul has its own distinct virtues. In each human, one shines above the rest. Answer honestly, and it will show itself. Now, we may begin. You disconnected? Damn, that's rough. And also, see ya. Definitely not a hitman. Have a good one. Oh, sorry for hitting the mic again. Soul Virtue Extractor. 66 questions. 7 human souls, 7 virtues. This device has been designed to reveal which one suits you best. Every answer is scored against all 7 virtues at once. Some answers are mostly one thing and a little of another. And some detract from the other virtues. I'm doing the soul test, and no, I haven't played Minecraft since beta. Also, is the audio a little loud? I'm going to lower the audio just a little bit. Yeah, we're doing the soul extractor, and now I have to get these messages up again. Is this Deltarune? I'm confused. I recognize the heart from Undertale. It says Undertale. If you remember the like the 7 souls from Undertale, it's that. Yeah, I haven't played Minecraft since beta. Sorry, man. There are no right or wrong answers. Be honest about one's flaws. I am very flawed, so that will be very accurate. It's time to uninstall BOE back to your PC again. Heck yeah, I actually think I need to reinstall it because I moved. I'm now actually running things on my SSD. Yes, I was streaming for over a year. I was using this computer for over a year and running my main things on my hard drive, which for those who don't know is a very bad thing. We will now proceed. You often feel like you can't reply simply, can't simply be yourself in a group. Welcome back, definitely not a hitman. I don't know, like, I think I'm very much myself when it comes to the group of chatting and stuff like that. like, when it comes to, like, chat rooms and stuff. And I think I'm able to... I would like to think I'm able to be myself, even if it's, weird at times. Like, I don't strongly disagree, because I'm also... Here's the thing. I'm either, like, very much myself, or just super quiet and anxious. Because there are a lot of times where it's just, like, I'm feeling uncomfortable, like, I don't know how to, communicate myself. I struggle to... There are times where I'll just be, like, background. I'll be a background NPC in a group, you know? Where you're not really saying anything outside of, like, the occasional one-off word. Because people like vertical more, at least on YouTube. If you're looking for a more active horizontal chat, I would recommend Twitch. Also, because Twitch has 7TV. That's my advice. So it's disagree. I don't strongly disagree. I somewhat disagree. Because it's very much like a it depends type situation. Once you decide you want something, talking you out of it is close to impossible. Like, like, there are times where I'll be very, like, headstrong, so, like, part of me wants to slightly agree. However, I am very good at second-guessing myself and, like, doing take-backsies. Also, let me know if the audio, like, background audio is too loud, because that would be very awkward. Like, I could very much, like, second-guess myself, but, like, if I want to get something done, I can be very stubborn about it. So, like, I'm gonna say slightly agree. You believe that, some things only get through to a person once they hurt them? I mean... Yeah... I mean, like, I don't know if that's right to say or not, but... Like, I'll actually use, like, a reference for me. Like, pain is a very good, like, teacher. I once was unloading the dishwasher, and there's a shelving unit, like, right above the dishwasher. Like, for, like, you know, plates, bowls, whatever. I was putting some stuff away, and I had the door open. And I went down to grab some dishes. I went up to, like, stand up, and I hit the back of my head on the, like, corner of, like, the door because it was opened. It hurt a lot, and I had a headache for, like, a few days after. I now, like, and now every time I unload the dishwasher, I, like, feel that, like, a slight pain in the back of my head, and always remember, be very careful around the open doors there. So I do, like, genuinely think, like, sometimes pain is, like, a very effective lesson, because consequences for your actions are very, like, they stick with you. It was very painful, yes. So I do agree that some things only get through to a person once they hurt them. It's kind of messed up to say, but I think it's true. If someone has something to tell you, you don't get anxious while waiting to know what it is. I'm anxious. Yeah, I'm an anxious person, so I get somewhat anxious. Especially when it's, like, very up in the air and I'm unsure. Yes, because then, like, my brain goes to worst case scenarios. I think of, like, oh, they hate me, oh, like, it's X, Y, or Z, and then I, like, start asking myself, well, what will it be, blah, blah, blah. So I would say, yeah, anxious. You tend to avoid doing things that make you uncomfortable. Yeah. 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 That is... Yeah. Confrontation scares me. Like, there have been times where... Which is funny, because that, lesson I was talking about, like, that painful lesson... One of the painful lessons that I've experienced happened because I was kind of, like, tiptoeing around an issue that I was like, I don't need to deal with it right now. And then it came to head, and then I had to deal with it. And it was uncomfortable, it was painful, and it was upsetting. But I got through it, and so I would say, yeah, I'm very often guilty about that. Yes, welcome in. Also, I'm curious, if you, like, for each time you say hi, I assume you can only do it once, like, you leave and come back. Do you get ads again? I do occasionally. One, because I'm focusing on other things, and two, you shouldn't expect every message to be replied. Right now, this isn't the, like, me just chatting aspect. This is the me talking aspect. I have a hard time forgiving people. Like, I'm not going to say I can't hold a grudge, but also it's like, I don't know, it's tiring to, like, be holding a grudge. I would rather just forgive, forget, move on. Like, honestly, there might be times where I'm too forgiving, but that's a different issue. You did, in fact, say hi. You do what you have to, even if there is, motivation isn't there. Like, there are times I can brute force it, and a lot of times I will brute force things with motivation. However, I am often very motivation dependent, so I would somewhat disagree. You believe that you can be trusted with secrets? Yeah. Like, I don't see a reason of telling people secrets, so... you can tell when things are over, sometimes. But the problem is, like, I am guilty of, like, thinking when something is over when it isn't, if that makes sense. Like, I'm very much, like, when I play competitive games, for instance, I will be like, oh, we've lost, and, like, mentally check out, and there's probably a way to come back. I'm very guilty of that. So I would say neutral, because it's like, I can tell when things are over, sure, but also I'm guilty of thinking when, telling when things are over and they aren't. So I guess the answer would be disagree. Yes, wave. But can I go back? I guess neutral, because it's like, I sometimes can, but I sometimes can't. You are often told you have a tendency to pry too much. Honestly, I feel like I have the tendency of the opposite. Like, I have the tendency of not asking questions because I don't like prying into other people's business. Like, if someone wants to tell me something, I'll listen. But, like, I don't like prying into other people's personal information because that, I don't know. It's uncomfortable for me when it happens, and it's usually not my business. If they want to tell me something, they can tell me something. Is it popular? Again, you're not leaving my For You page. I'll take that as a compliment. Maybe you should take it as a sign to subscribe, like, and all that stuff. Maybe share with a friend so that I can be on their For You page. You believe time heals all wounds? Like, to an extent, yeah. But it's like, here's the thing. When it comes to, like, the time heals all wounds argument. A lot of times, will the person that, like, you have to let the time, like, it heal you, if that makes sense. If you hold on to the pain that, like, a certain event gave you, or, like, certain trauma, it will continue hurting you. However, if you properly let it heal and, like, let it rest, it will eventually, it hurts less. It will slowly fade, and you can focus on, like, new memories, new good things. So, it's like, yes, I agree with this, but you have to let the time heal your wounds. So it's like with an asterisk. You could use being more open about things that might make you hurt? Probably. Welcome in, Roseanne. Yeah, probably. Like, I feel like I'm relatively open about these things, but it's also, like, my goal, especially online, my main goal is to spread positivity on the internet. Like, that is one of my, like, core values, and, like, one of my, like, when Ludwig, Professor L, sorry, not Ludwig, Professor L said, what is your why that isn't, like, just making money and getting famous? Like, one of my whys of doing this is to spread positivity on the internet. And, like, being open about your hurt, because I am someone who suffers from emotional and mental issues. I struggle to be open about it because, like, I don't want to make other people have to carry that, if that makes sense. This by itself isn't the game, it's more of a test. It's, what Undertale soul you are. I don't know if it's official Undertale or if it's just someone using the URL and code stuff. However, you know, it made the rounds and I thought it was a great birthday stream idea. So, I definitely could be more open about it, though. I definitely do think I should be more open about it. You believe everyone should be held by this, to the same standard? Like, do I think that? I've seen you before, thank you. That's a good thing. Well, you know, if you've seen me before and you enjoy seeing me, you know, consider subbing. Like, part of me wants... I give people, like, a base level... I try to give every human a base level of respect, because every human is a person living their own lives. But it's also, like, I understand that things like upbringing and, like, environment heavily affect you, how you are as a person. And also, well, should a person who is, like, disabled, like, is unable to use their legs, be held in the same standard for a race as Usain Bolt? I feel like any sensible person would say no. Like, most people would say no to that. But, like, standards in what way? Are we talking, like, ethically? Are we talking morally? Are we talking physically? Like, I somewhat agree to this. I think people should, at a base, like, I give people a base level of respect, but also like a base level of standard. And yes, I try to be understanding about everyone has their circumstances, everyone has their lives, and I understand that, and I can understand how that, like, can affect, like, your future decisions and, like, all that. But also, accountability has to exist at some point. Papyrus is a knight trust. Damn. Oh, is the knight? Oh, that would be sick, actually. Okay. So I somewhat agree with this. You often regret things you said in the heat of the moment. Yes. I can be very emotional at times and say things that I shouldn't have. You adjust the way you act, you talk depending on who they are. Yeah, somewhat. Like, I try to... Like, I was the type of person who was able to fit in to most friend groups relatively easily as, like, the tofu NPC. Like, I was decent at making, like, not, like, friends, but, like, you know, a school friend, a work friend, like, stuff like that. I'm decent at making, like, solid, I guess what you would call surface level friendships, and, like, I try to understand, okay, this person is going through these situations, I should, like, handle it accordingly. Like, to me, it's, like, empathy, and you, like, if you empathize with a person, you naturally, like, I feel like if you empathize with a person and try to understand them, you naturally will adjust to, like, the way you act and talk to them. You get what I mean? You feel uncomfortable talking about your worries to other people, but want other people tell theirs somewhat. Haven't played Minecraft since beta. Like, I would say somewhat. It's not like I want others to tell me theirs. It's not like I don't know if, like, want is the right word. Like, I'm the type of person who I am more than willing to help a person like, if someone's having their worries, I'm more than willing to, like, help. But the thing is also, I'm, like, also not going to pretend like I'm the most emotionally mature or equipped person to help them. Like, there are a lot of times where I feel like I'm out of my depth, and a lot of the times, the problem is, remember when I said, if something makes me feel uncomfortable, I won't do it? Sometimes that happens, or I give a very surface level, like, basic, I'm sorry you feel that way, like, type of response, because I don't feel equipped and I feel uncomfortable. I definitely feel uncomfortable talking about, well, actually, I don't know if I feel uncomfortable about that. Like, I feel like I'm very open about myself when it comes to, like, my flaws and, like, worries, anxieties. So I actually don't know. Like, I feel like I am pretty open about that. So I'm going to say, like, somewhat disagree. Although I could see the argument for neutral as well, which is the awkward part. Like, I could, like, it's neutral or, like, honestly, I could view it as neutral, somewhat disagree, or somewhat agree, depending on the context, you know what I mean? But, like, that's the thing with these types of quizzes. Like, it's always context dependent. If anyone in chat has, like, gotten a read on me as a person, I'm willing to hear outside opinions, because I am curious, like, what you all think. Like, if you think I might be, like, where I would sit on this. But, like, I feel like I'm relatively able to talk about my worries, and I'm more than willing to listen to them, but it's not like I want. Like, to me, like, want means desire, and I have, like, and it's not really something I feel a strong desire towards. So I'm just going to say neutral. I actually just somewhat disagree, I guess. You believe asking others for help is equivalent to failing? No. I ask for help all the time. I think you should ask for help if you don't understand something. In fact, if anything, I'm very guilty of sometimes asking like, help or questions for things that I probably didn't need that for, mostly just so I have very clear instructions on how to do something. You would tell a friend they're in the wrong, even if it means hurting them their feelings. Like, that goes back to the uncomfortable conversation thing. Because that is an uncomfortable conversation, so there will be times where I would just be quiet and not say anything. But it's also, like, I want to be, like, able to hold my friends, like, accountable for if they do a legitimate screw up. But it's also, like, sometimes telling your friend they're in the wrong isn't actually what's going to help them. You know what I mean? Shame, yeah, like, I don't want to shame them, but also it's like, if they're wrong about something, I feel like... But it's also like, here's the thing. You can tell them they're wrong, but you might be wrong in your assumption, your thought process that they're wrong. So I'm just going to say neutral because I legit am unsure about this. Especially since it's like, I often avoid uncomfortable situations just by nature. That's like the introvert / just passiveness in me. Like, what? Sorry, I get that's the Sans line. I was just very caught off guard by Sans. I got Sans jump scared. Like, the problem is with that is it's so easy to revert to, like, your old self and, like, bad habits. Like, I would genuinely like to believe that a person is capable of changing. However, I think a lot of, like, the worst people won't change, if that makes sense. Like, I think that they could change. Yes. Could they change? I believe anyone can change. Humans by nature are very different, and, like, depending on the moment, we can have very different views, thoughts, beliefs, and, like, thought processes, right? But actually putting in the effort to change, I don't think most people would, especially the worst people. I don't think they would. And even if they try to change, it's so easy to fall back on the bad habits. I'm guilty of this myself. Like, I'm lazy by nature. There are times where I just do things out of, I'm one of the bad people. Damn, that, like, to me, it's like, I want to say yes. I really want to say yes. I think the worst person can change if they, like, put in a, like, honest effort and hold themselves accountable. I want to say yes to that. However, the odds of that happening are so low. It's so painfully, depressingly low that, like, the odds of it happening is, like, less than 1%. So, I guess the answer is, like, I want to say strongly agree, but my brain says disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, but here's the thing. It says can change, not will change. So, do I believe that the worst person can change? Yes. Do I think the worst person will change? Probably not. So I'm going to say agree. When you lose interest in something, you ban it entirely? Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know that light switch meme of my interests, absolute hyperfixation, or completely uninterested? That's me. I'm that meme. Like, that is very much me to a T. You need to resolve things quickly, otherwise you get anxious. Yes. Then I start guessing myself. Hey, welcome in, Sal. I like getting things done. Like, I have a bad habit of getting things done fast rather than getting them done right. Which, you know, like, it can work out, especially since, like, I'll have it at least good enough, a passing grade. I won't, like, do below, like, a full-on terrible job or anything. But I want to get things over with as soon as possible. If not, I start second-guessing myself. I start contemplating certain things. I came back. Hey, that's great. That's wonderful. Like, having a nice, good therapy session. I'm having, I guess, a weird therapy session, considering I'm doing the Undertale Soul Quiz on my birthday. And I'm, like, discussing the answers because I want to talk about my logic on that. You enjoy trying new things that pique your interest? Yeah. Like, somewhat. I'm willing to dabble, like, occasionally. But the thing is, like, dabble for how long? Like, I am someone who will sometimes pick something up for, like, try it once or twice and then never pick it up again. So that's why I'll say, like, somewhat agree. Especially since I think going out your comfort zone is, like, a key part of growth. Oh, same birthday as your mom? Hey, hey, happy birthday to your mom. I hope it's a good one. They have great food and company. When I know someone is wrong, I can't help but to correct them. Sometimes. Regardless of what other people do, you have your own set of rules you won't break. Somewhat. Like, I have, like, a general, like, code of conduct, like, personal, like, values. However, valuables can sometimes be malleable and, like, can be capable of, like, changing depending on the situation. So I'm going to say somewhat agree. You often are pessimistic into the last possible... Oh, procrastinate, not pessimistic. You're reading what you want to read. Yes. Literally, you see the thumbnail, this YouTube thumbnail? That, like, the stream YouTube thumbnail. You see this birthday stream thumbnail? Literally this morning. Literally made this morning. Oh, wait, was that somewhat agree or somewhat disagree? It was strongly agree, okay. You dislike owing people? Like, somewhat, I guess? Like, I don't know. like, I don't like owing people money. Like, it depends on, like, owing people in what sense. If we're talking financially, yes, I'm the type of person who pays off their credit card bill as soon as humanly possible. If we're talking, like, favors and stuff, it kind of depends on the person and friendship level. And it's also, like, well, you don't want, like, owing someone in, like, a emotional sense is, like, friendships aren't transactional. Relationships, like, you can say they're transactional in nature, and, like, sure, there's some truth to that. However, if you view it purely transactionally, I feel like you're kind of, like, missing the point. You're putting, like, the cart before the horse. You're kind of, like, shooting yourself in the foot. So, like, I don't like owing people money. However, if it's, like, owing someone, like, with a favor and stuff, like, I would probably help that person regardless if I owed them or not. So, like, sure. Actually, I'll just say neutral. Because when something you care about fails in the end, you take a long time to find something new to care about. Yeah. Like, I'm just someone who's very much... I've been bad at, like, figuring out, like, long-term goals for myself for a very long time. And, like, I've been in a drift shut-in for a reason. Like, I very much will have, like, just struggles, actually. Haven't seen it. I, like, figuring out, like, something new to feel, like, strongly passionate about, so I'd say somewhat agree. You regularly question your identity, trying to get to know yourself better? Somewhat, yeah. Like, if we're talking personal identity, like, trying to figure out who I am, especially since I'm currently, I would say I'm in a stage of, like, very much growth. Like, emotionally, not physically. So, like, I'm in, like, a constant state of, like, trying new things, growing as a person, and, like, getting outside my comfort zone. So I feel like you have to constantly evaluate yourself in those situations. Because if you don't, like, it's very easy to, like, I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. If someone you hold dear asks you for help, you see through it to the end, even if it means hurting yourself in the process, yeah. Like, I'm just someone who, like, I try to help people when I can. Like, I believe it was the Dalai Lama who said, like, our purpose on this planet is to help people, and if you can't, at least don't hurt them. Like, that is, like, one of my, like, that is a quote that's, like, one of my, I guess, core values, is what you would say. So, like, I try to, like, help people the best I can. However, I understand that sometimes you only need to help someone at the beginning, maybe partway through, or at the very end. Sometimes you don't need to hold someone's hand for the entire process that they're struggling with, you know? Like, welcome back. So it's like, I'm willing to help someone, but it's also, do they need my help for the entire process or just the beginning? You gotta go, hey, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day, Esper. You would turn down an opportunity if you knew someone would be a better fit. Oh, man, that depends on, like, the opportunity. Like, and it's also, okay. Like, I'm trying to imagine, like, a real-life situation of this. I'm invited to a collab, and I think someone might be a, like, better fit. I don't know, because it's like, here's the thing. You can say, oh, someone's a better fit for this opportunity, but does that other person want that opportunity? You know what I mean? They're living their own life. They might have an even better opportunity, you know? They might have, like, greener pastures that they're going down, and, like, putting that on them, and that also puts the person who offered you the opportunity in a weird position where it's like, well, I offered this to you, but now you're kind of, like, putting pressure on me to accept this other person who might be more qualified, but I might not even know them, which is also a factor. Like, it's not always, like, so I'm gonna say, like, disagree. Like, I'll take what I'm given. Like, I might say, oh, this person might be a better fit than me, but, like, that's the most I would say. You believe that the ends justify the means? Not really. Like, like, the ends justify the means. It can be a very unhealthy mindset. Welcome in, hi Zoiler. Like, the ends justify the means is a very unhealthy mindset most of the time. Like, because it lets you kind of, like, hand wave doing bad things, you know? Like, you can basically just say, oh, well, the ends justify the means, so it's okay. And, like, there might be times where this statement is true. And I think there are times where that statement might be true. The statement is true. But I think it is... If you have this as, like, a core belief and mindset, it's very easy to just brush off doing morally questionable things. You know? So I'll say disagree. You have a hard time believing your own, your worth and effort, and yeah, if not convinced, Vince, you have a hard time believing, your worth the effort it takes to be with you. If, yeah, like, I don't know, like sometimes, like, I have self-worth issues, I have self-esteem issues, absolutely. However, like, worth the effort it takes to be with you, yeah, I can be exhausting. I can be exhausting at times, so I'll somewhat agree. However, I do think I have my pros. I don't think I'm all bad. Others say you speak without thinking. Yeah. You often need to plan things out. Yes. If I don't plan things out, I need structure in my life. If I don't have structure in my life, I kind of just dissolve into dust and do nothing. You consider yourself to be driven more by emotions than facts? Like, I would agree to that, because it's like this. I went to college. Not because I wanted to go to college, but because it was because I considered it a good way to get a job, and the thing you do after high school. Let's just say college didn't go great. I tried twice, I failed twice. Once because of COVID, second time because I lost any study habits I developed. Now, let's use VTubing as an example. Becoming a VTuber, when I realized I wanted to do it, it was like a light bulb moment where I felt a genuine desire to actually do something that I have not felt, honestly, ever in my life. At least not in recent memory. So, I think that emotion is, in fact, what drives me. I can think logically, but that, logic won't get me up out of bed when I really don't want to most of the time. So I would say, for the most part, I would consider myself more driven by emotions than facts. Even if, sometimes facts can help. When faced with a difficult choice, I would rather ask someone's input than choose on my own. Yes, I love getting a second opinion. You would like to love yourself the way you are, but you rarely can. I'm getting better. If this was me, a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, hello, Venom. So if this was me a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, I would strongly agree with this. I hated myself back then. And, I still have self-esteem issues, don't get me wrong. And, I do still struggle with it from time to time. However, it is a lot worse, and I am very much able to acknowledge the good parts of me with the bad. You perform poorly when you can't tell if you're doing well or not. Sometimes. I'll just say neutral for this. Sometimes. You're stuck with things long after they stop, being good for you because quitting feels like betrayal. I don't know. If I feel something's not working out, I try to not sunk cost fallacy myself. If anything, I can be sometimes very flaky. So I'm going to disagree. You would rather be hated than having to you would rather be hated than having to pretend you're someone else? I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Like, hey, I don't know. Like, maybe that's just because, like, I've had very weird relationships when it comes to, like, people's perceptions of me, and I actually am not sure on how to answer this, so I'm just going to go neutral. When something looks unlikely to work, you would rather put your efforts somewhere it will. Yeah. Like, for instance, when I first started being a VTuber, I knew that streaming was not the best way of growth. So I was like, okay, I'll just focus more on doing shorts, and I did that. For over a year, I did at least 1 short a day, often 2 to 4. Like, I spammed shorts. Like, I spam shorts. Like, because I just saw that as the best use of my time. Like, to me, I try to be relatively, like, efficient when it comes to that sort of stuff. You believe that solving someone's issues for them would be doing a disservice for them? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, helping and solving, I want to help people if they have issues or struggling or having problems. However, outright solving them, I do understand, because if you solve an issue for them, it does do a disservice because that is an opportunity to grow, it's an opportunity to learn. So it is doing a disservice to them. However, I want to still help people when I can. So I agree with that thought process, but I still want to help people, if that makes sense. You did say hi, it's welcome in. Still, I'm partway through the Undertale Soul Quiz, so I agree with this sentiment, but I'm still going to help people. If someone says you wouldn't dare do something, you need to prove them wrong, like out of spite. Has spite really ever been a good motivator for me? I don't feel like it really has. So, like, to me, it's like trying to prove someone wrong, because it's like, okay, you proved the person wrong. By the time you've, like, done that and proved that they are wrong, quotations, the person in question probably has forgotten, like, you exist or what they even said to, like, spite you. To me, like, I don't know, like, spite as fuel just seems exhausting. Like, to me, maybe it's, like, because I'm, like, very much a passive least resistance or being lazy by nature. To me, like, just being spite-fueled just seems so tiring. Like, I don't, like, that's maybe that, like, why I don't really hate things. Like, there are sometimes things that irritate me and frustrate me. Like, for example, like, the way the current AAA gaming industry is going right now. Like, that very much frustrates me, and I'm upset about it, sure. But, like, I struggle to feel genuine hatred now. Like, I can, like, outside of, like, momentary anger or in frustration. So, like, honestly, like, I don't need to prove them. Why do I need to prove them wrong? I don't, like, I shouldn't care, like, if one person says I wouldn't... Okay, wait, or wouldn't dare to do something. Like, if... I'm just going to say strongly disagree, because that was my thought process, even though I feel like I was misunderstanding the question to begin with. You keep quiet about things that bother you until they become a bit unbearable? Yeah, I bottle things up to an unhealthy level a lot of the time. Although, streaming has very much helped me in this. I have become a lot... Because it's given me a platform to vocalize, like, the things that bother me. Like, I have been a shut-in for most of my life, and I often have social anxiety with strangers. I feel more comfortable interacting with strangers in a chat room, but, like, and I feel more willing to vocalize what bothers me now. However, a lot of times I am still very much like, I don't want to talk about it online. I don't really want to bother people with that. So it's like, yeah, I agree. Although I have gone better. You don't mind sitting in silence for someone for a long time? It depends on... Okay. If it's real life, yeah, I'm chill with that. I am chill just chilling with someone in real life. We're just, like, doing something and being quiet. However, if it's, like, Okay. I'm someone who's had Discord for a long time, but never really used Discord like that. And one of the reasons is, like, I find sitting in a quiet Discord chat room to be the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Like, I don't know. I find it so uncomfortable just sitting in a quiet Discord, like, channel. And if you like that, you know, more power to you. But for me, I just can't stand it. But for me in real life, I don't mind it at all. Which is why it's like, well, then what do I answer? You don't mind sitting in silence with someone for a long time. The answer is strongly agree in real life, strongly disagree on, like, digitally. So then, how do I answer this question? Is the main dichotomy I'm having right now. Also, I hope you're enjoying this, because I'm actually having really fun, like, explaining my thought process and all this. I hope you find this entertaining. Although, considering that the chat died immediately when I started doing this, I'm doubtful. So it's kind of, like, weird. Like, I want to say neutral, but it's like... That's not neutral. It's not neutral in any way, shape, or form. Dredge, yeah. Like... No. I'm just going to say agree, because I'm going to say agree. You often interrupt people when talking about something that excites you, yeah. I try, however, I'm also, the moment, I'll interrupt a person, but if I realize, oh, I'm interrupting them, I shut up immediately, you know what I mean? Like, I close my mouth. But I am very guilty of, like, oh, I'm excited about something and I want to say it. I might say it and not realize I'm, like, interrupting. However, like, the moment I realize it, I shut up. So I agree. Yeah. You think something of your interests are embarrassing? You enjoy talking about them? Yeah, somewhat. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess. But the thing is, like, I often, like, whatever interests me at the time can often, like, shuffle, like, cards. But, like, even if it's, like, full-on embarrassing, I would say, like, somewhat disagree. Because I feel like I'm relatively open about what interests me at the time. You believe that sugarcoating things only make things worse in the long term? No. I feel like sometimes you need to soften the blow. Like, I feel like, if anything, like... I believe sometimes being overly direct will sometimes do more harm than good. And this is coming from someone who speaks rather directly. I am very blunt because that is how I feel comfortable communicating. Because if I don't, I just kind of pussyfoot around. So I disagree with that that belief. Difficult situations hardly stress you out? No. We literally have an example of it happening today with today's stream. It took a few tries to get things working, and let's just say I was very stressed out. I was very, very stressed out. I believe that some things are unattainable even if you want them, and that settling is acceptable. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to settle. And, like, but also, I feel like sometimes having those, like, really hard, unattainable quotation goals is really good to, like, as a motivator. And also, like, what's unattainable? Like, having, like, something being very unlikely, like, it doesn't mean it's unattainable, you know what I mean? Like, unrealistic? If the wording here was unrealistic, then I would say agree. However, it's unattainable, which I don't agree with. I feel like you sometimes need those like unrealistic dreams to help drive you. Although I do understand settling is valid, acceptable, and based. Being liked matters more than being understood. Like, I like being liked. However, I would much prefer having people understand me. Like, I want people to understand me. So, I disagree. I would like to be liked, but I value understanding. Help, welcome in, creeper. Don't explode. You are comfortable putting your own needs first when they clap. No. I'm often the type of person who... Like, there are times where I can be selfish, sure, but, like, I am definitely not comfortable putting my own needs before others. In fact, I would say I'm pretty uncomfortable with it. You tend to endure difficult situations rather than be the one to end them. Honestly, I would disagree. If something is a difficult situation, I either just, instead of endure, I avoid. Or, instead of avoid, I try to end it as fast as humanly possible. Or as fast as fiendly possible. So, I would say disagree. You avoid intervening in matters that don't concern you directly? Yeah. Like, literally, who am I to, like, intervene in that? If it... Let's say two people... I'll just use a real example. Let's say I am a casual friendly acquaintances with, like, two people online, and one drops a Google Document on another. I will listen to both sides of the story. If there's anything I need clarification on, I might ask them questions, but who am I to intervene? You know what I mean? Who am I to get in someone's, like, situation and, like, meddle with it? You know? I got my own problems. And, like, I'm willing to help. I love helping people. But, like, it's also, like, not... Like, I don't want... Why would I put myself directly in a conflict that doesn't concern me and it's not my place? Like, if something's not my place, then just don't be in that place, you know? Yeah. We're doing the Undertale quiz. I thought it'd be a fun birthday stream idea. I'm Clout Fiend. Attention is the source of my power. So if you enjoy your stay, consider subscribing, liking, share with your friends, maybe donate, all that good stuff. It helps feed the fiend, it helps me in the algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. Okay, but yeah, I would say basically always, because why would I put myself in that position? Seeing someone being treated unfairly angers you deeply? Yes. Like... It makes me more sad than angry. I will say this. If it was saddens me deeply, it would be a strongly agree, but it upsets me, yeah. If I think someone's being treated unfairly, it annoys me. It's frustrating. And I find it unfair. So I would just say somewhat agree. You value the journey more than the destination. Ooh, that's a hard one. How am I doing? I'm doing good. It's my birthday, and we're answering hard questions in the Undertale quiz to figure out what my soul is. Like, I value the journey more than the destination. Like, it's very... That is so dependent on, like, what the journey is for. Like, if the journey is just making money, and the... no, if the destination is just making money and the journey is, like, just some random job, then I would say the destination. However, I do think the journey is very important, not just for, like, for living experience. And often, here's the thing. Like, do you know what the hedonic treadmill is? Like, for those who don't know what it is, it basically means that your level of happiness will naturally reset to, like, whatever your natural state is, even after achieving, like, a big goal. Like, this is, like, a real study. It's, like, a very real thing. So, I feel like if you put that much value in the destination, especially, like, unless you're somehow able to beat the hedonic treadmill, which, you know, it's possible, I think putting that much value on the destination will bring you more unhappiness. I do think you need to put that value in the journey to give you that joy, to give you that experience, to help you properly grow from said journey. You know what I mean? Because if you only value the destination, you will learn, in my opinion, a lot less than valuing the journey. Because you'll reflect on it less. You'll just focus on, okay, well, that didn't work. Try something different. Gotta get to where you're going. However, I like the destination a lot of the time. So I'm going to say disagree instead of strongly disagree, because I'm going to say I value destination quite a bit personally. However, I think you should value the journey more, if that makes sense. When someone is struggling, letting them fail and learn, experience is sometimes for the best. I mean, it is sometimes for the best, yes. However, like, it is sometimes for the best for them to, like, just fail and learn. However, well, what if what if them failing costs them their living situation? What if they can't pay rent or can't cover rent because they failed? What if their home, like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I agree with that, like, logic. However, I very much am like, well, it depends on how bad the fail state is. You are more critical about yourself than others. Agree. I'm very critical about myself, so I would just say yes. You would put yourself in harm's way if it meant helping someone you hold dear. Somewhat, yeah. Hey, thank you so much for, Ender. I would, like, put myself in, like, somewhat harm way. It depends on, like, how harm we're talking about and if we're talking physical harm. I don't like pain. Pain, me no likey. Not a masochist. You sometimes think of yourself as better than other people? No, not really. In fact, I would consider myself worse than most people, if honestly. But that's just how I evaluate people. Okay, so my, like, standard evaluation on how I view a person, it's not just who they are now, it's what they, like, had before, if that makes sense. Like, I consider, like, okay, what was this person's upbringing like, and how are they now? Like, for example, I'm not like a family, I'm not an oil prince or anything crazy like that, but I live in a nice house with my family. There are some struggles, and there's tribulations, but overall, if we were to calculate privilege in life and we're not just factoring in money, I would say I'm in, like, 0.5%, personally. If we were, like, to calculate privilege in that way of, like, upbringing and not just financially. Even then, financially, like, it's not bad by any means. But I feel like, okay, this might be messed up to say, but I often think, like, what if someone more competent than me was given the advantages I was given? Like, what if someone smarter than me was given, like, the right tools to succeed? What if someone who is, like, more competent was given, like, my blessings, if that makes sense? So, like, that is something I sometimes think, and I try not to think of myself as undeserving, because, like, that's just an unhealthy mindset to think in, and also it's like, well, like, trying to think about who's deserving of what, like, I feel like doesn't get you anywhere. I think what matters more is, did you earn that thing? And when it comes to blessings, like, you rarely earn blessings unless you can earn blessings, don't get me wrong. But, like, if we're talking environmental blessings, usually, especially if you're younger, like, I would say, your OC is very cute, thank you. I'm Cloak Fiend, attention is the source of my power, so if you enjoy your stay, consider liking, subbing, all that. So I do sometimes, like I usually think of myself as worse than most people. But it's like, I might think of myself as better depending on the person, so I'm just going to say neutral, I guess. You would say you're closed-minded and stuck your ways? Nah. Like, I'm very live and let live, so I would consider myself pretty open-minded. Like, what someone does with their life is really none of my concern. Like, who am I to tell you how to live? When faced with hardship, your first instinct is to keep going no matter what. Probably not, no. It's usually how to avoid. Although sometimes it will be, it's definitely not my first instinct, but it is one of my instincts. Usually you prefer having difficult conversations once the heat of the moment has passed. Yes, because then you have like a more cool level head. Although sometimes striking with all the irons, heated flames, men. Strongly disagree. I didn't even realize that. Once the heat of the moment has passed. Like, yeah, I would say I agree. You would happily accept a flattering description of yourself, even if it's inaccurate. I say thank you, even I'll often just say thank you for saying that, or thank you even though I don't agree. So I'll accept the compliment, mostly because I feel like it's also disrespectful to the person giving the compliment, rejecting it, which is something I had to learn. If this was me, like, I don't know, 5, 7, even 10 years ago, it would be disagree. But, like, me nowadays, yeah, I'd agree. You have taken up many things that you haven't seen through to the end, yeah. Although I would like to believe that VTubing will not be one. I'll see this to the end. I strongly agree with this. Having done something and failed still feels better than... Honestly, yeah. Like, from my experience, I would say failing feels better than doing nothing. Even if doing nothing is far more comfortable. Have you answered honestly? I would like to say I've answered honestly, considering how open I've been during this. I would like to think I've answered honestly. You, acknowledge the possibility of pain. Epilepsy warning. Epilepsy warning. Flashing lights, probably. Yes. Oh, kindness. Kindness, green soul. No matter what, no matter how many times you got hurt, I never let it make me cruel. I like to believe that, yeah. Oh, wow, determination is second. Wow. What is okay, let me... So, a clear result, but not a lopsided one. Determination is right behind. Yeah, determination's really close. So, kindness, 66%. Determination, 59. Why did I say 56? 59. Integrity, 53. Patience, 53. I feel like my patience should be lower, but fine. Bravery, 68. Justice, 26. And perseverance. You did, in fact, say hi, Ari. Walk in. What is kindness? Kindness is not niceness. Niceness. The latter is pleasant and cheap, only offered by those who are unable and unwilling to tell people what they actually need to hear. Kindness is frequently inconvenient and might even hurt at first, but it aims at providing the best possible outcome for those who wouldn't be able to help themselves. You are possibly the person people tell things to. You often find yourself feeling someone's discomfort and wanting to figure out how to fix things almost out of instinct. Yeah, that's somewhat true, I would say. The shadow of one's soul. Kindness, defends every explicit person holding it. It is called that... It will call that a virtue. The kind who don't set healthy boundaries more often than not find themselves spent for someone else's sake, even though not everyone might deserve it. I try to set healthy boundaries, but you know, it happens. It also hides kindness. It's a very comfortable place to put avoidance, and healthy kind will often disregard their own needs, being willing to take on pain for everyone else. If it, oh, as if martyrdom was something they aspired to. I don't think I aspired to martyrdom. I hope. God, I hope not. Often confused with patience. Patience and kindness have a few things in common, both trust and time and make things better. But the former concerns itself with the time how it's spent. The latter is the... I love having the reading comprehension of The alleviance and preventing of pain. The patients will often remain near people who might ask for help, but wait for them to make the first move. The kind will simply go ahead and offer their help regardless. Your secondary virtue, your secondary strongest is determination at 59%. Due to determination, abilities to envision their goals. The kind who have their secondary virtue often make it their own personal quest to be there for others that need them. Especially if it's someone they care about. While it is admirable, it can also end up bringing too much to bear for a single person, and this is truer for someone who determined kind has trouble accepting that not everyone can be helped, no matter how much they want to. Your lowest virtue of perseverance, of course. No one's perfect at everything. A Cloud IG? Well, yeah, that's a close. I'm a Cloud Fiend, which also means Cloud Fiend in the underworld. You can think of me as something akin to a demonic cloud elemental with a humanoid form. So, this is what I am. I am kindness. I am a green soul with determination as a good second. That was great. That was fun. Let's go back to just chatting. And sorry, you're going to have that music for a bit. Though, let me see, how long has the stream been? Although, it actually hasn't been that long, although it's weird since I've done a lot of things. At first, I thought you were a sheep. No, not a sheep. I am a Clout Fiend. Attention is the source of my power. So, you know, subs, shares, likes, all that feeds the Clout Fiend. And I've got to get ready for some other stuff, considering, you know, it's my birthday, and I have a second part to my birthday tonight. I hope I'll see you there if you can make it. Cool, if you can't, that's fine. I appreciate anyone who watched, from the lurkers, the chatters, from a little bit to the entire thing to the VOD watchers. You all helped feed the Fiend, and I greatly appreciate you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll now do a little dance for the YouTube buffering VOD. Take care.